welcome to this edition of News Leader. Today is Tuesday, July the 26th, 2022. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Tullahoma City Schools have announced COVID safety protocols for the new year. The Tennessee Commissioner of Tourism visited Coffee County, and we'll have the three candidates for Coffee County Sheriff tell you why you should vote for them. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Every year, thousands of people come together in Shelbyville, Tennessee to celebrate the greatest horse in the world by naming world champions and world grand champion Tennessee walking horses in multiple divisions. Join us this year for the 84th Annual Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration, featuring 198 classes starting August 24th and continuing through September 3rd, when the world grand champion Tennessee walking horse will be crowned. Contact the celebration today at 931-684-5915 and reserve your seats. Then come out and enjoy 5 days and 10 nights of the best Tennessee walking horses competing for top honors.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. As the district opens the 2022-23 school year, Tullahoma City Schools will continue following the health and safety protocols used this past spring semester with minor modifications. TCS will review new information and provide updates as needed. Tullahoma City Schools will continue to update its COVID-19 data dashboard, which monitors each Tullahoma campus so stakeholders can view this information. The district will evaluate the effectiveness of this dashboard throughout the course of the year. Director of Schools, Dr. Katharine Stevens, said, quote, "TCS is excited to welcome back our students for the first day of school on Monday, August 1st. This is the time of year that everybody is excited and eager to start the new year. This will undoubtedly be a great year, and I am thrilled to get things underway," end quote. Noted updates to the policy includes the use of outdoor spaces for learning, exercise, and socialization is encouraged. Visitors will be welcomed. Please check with your individual school-level administration to determine expectations of and procedures for any visitors. Tullahoma City Schools will continue practicing routine washing of hands with soap and water throughout the day. Hand sanitizer usage is acceptable when hand washing is not feasible. High traffic use areas and the overall facilities and school buses will continue to be cleaned and disinfected regularly. Water fountains will be available for use as they were during our summer camps. The choice to wear or not to wear a mask is an acceptable option. Field trips will be allowed to occur and safety protocols will be followed as was done during the spring semester. A news release with those expectations will be shared soon. Parents should monitor their children for any signs and symptoms of illness. Sick students should stay at home until they are symptom-free for 24 hours without any fever-reducing medicines. Students who test positive for COVID may return to school after 5 days if symptom-free for 24 hours. Contact your child's school nurse with any information regarding your student's illness to determine the next steps and/or return date. Parents of close contacts will be notified. Please note that the preceding guidelines may be altered based on local transmission rates or from updated guidelines from the Tennessee Department of Health. Visit the Tullahoma City Schools website, tcsedu.net, to read the latest guidelines. And we'll be right back after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Mark Ezell, Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Tourism, was in Coffee County yesterday. He spoke about Coffee County and tourism dollars. News Leader's John Gray was there to bring us this video.
Coffee County, you've had growth for the last year 2021. You may not be able to read this, but in 2018 and 2019, if you on your phone, if you say, I'm going to allow when I'm using maps, or I'm Google Maps, or I'm using Waze, well then these guys get to keep up with where you're going. And they report back to us, not about you, but about all of you, and where you go. That allows us to actually know, and all the states collect this information, we've gone from having about 450,000 people that come and stay at least several hours in Coffee County to last year, 630,000 people did that. Some great growth. And I just want to say thank you for all the work that you're doing. I know Rebecca, you and your team, but so many of you here working in tourism on a regular basis. Next slide. Taxes. We want to talk about taxes, and I think we'll just go to the next slide. Amusements, eating and drinking, and hospitality. You heard me talk about that earlier. Well, now let's get it down to y'all's county level. These three categories combine to be the highest sales tax area in the state of Tennessee in sales tax. And you are clearly collecting a lot of money. That leisure and hospitality that's gone from in the 19 million to almost 23 million in sales is a big deal. And it's not coincidental that take a look at your eating and drinking, because here's what we know. If people come and they spend the night here, they're going to spend more time for breakfast or for dinner in your eating and drinking, and you're collecting sales tax. And you can see in your amusement side you've had great growth. Next slide. And then these are the actual local sales tax. Mayor, congratulations for putting in an occupancy tax in Coffee County. This is the numbers. This is public record. Do y'all see that line? I can't jump up to it, but it's about 6 or 7 down. That line that's got hotel motel tax, the county was collecting nothing. And then the county put in. So now, last year you collected almost $400,000 of tax. And did you hear much feedback from any of the visitors complaining about their hotel tax? Because they don't. We don't keep up with our occupancy tax. So congratulations. Manchester and Tullahoma, thank you for the fact that you've had occupancy taxes, because you've been collecting that 5 and that 6% that is bringing in money. That's all visitor tax, and you've been collecting it. Next one. And then you can kind of see at the county level, take a look at that $389,000. You can also see on your local option sales tax that you've had increases there. The mixed drink's got noise in it, so it's not that important. All right, I think that wraps me up, doesn't it?
Real money.
Oh, yeah. Tourism is
Real money.
Real money.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop-top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Rolling and growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash junking up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Welcome back. The highly contested Coffee County Sheriff's race is almost over. Thunder Radio recently held a political forum where Sheriff Chad Parton, Danny Farrell, and Brandon Toberlone, news leaders Philip Scoggins was there and brings us this video of Sheriff Parton's call for votes.
Thank you for your interest. Thank you for being here. I'm not going to sound like a broken record. This is my fourth debate for the year. So some of us had to run through a primary, and you've got to hear me twice there. But I am the sheriff of Coffee County, and I have been for 4 years. We hit the ground running. We put the SROs in the elementary schools. Are we perfect? No. We made a lot of concessions at the Sheriff's Department to get those personnel into those buildings without any more funding or any more tax increases. Is there things that we can do to improve on that? Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, there is. And we will work on that. But Rome wasn't built in a day, but you can tear it down in a day. Moving on. We went in with 17 federal lawsuits laying on my desk. It took us 3.5 years to get rid of those. I am happy to say, as of tonight, we are lawsuit free at the Coffee County Sheriff's Department after many, many years. Each one of those lawsuits cost you a minimum of $20,000 to answer. We don't need lawsuits. We've changed our work ethic in that jail. We've turned that thing around. We've got a work FTO program in that jail, so much that TCI says it is amazing what y'all get done with what you've got. We do more with less. You've heard me say that. We're going to continue to do that. I'm very proud of that work. And what I'm really proud of is the work that our team that is assembled is to manage your tax dollars. Manage your tax dollars. As of June 30th, we're well on our way. And if Ms. Green has showed me her numbers correctly, and generally she's not off because we have perfect audits. $1.3 million good to this budget, ladies and gentlemen. That's never been done in the history of this department. And I'm very proud of that. Thank you. We are going to continue to keep you safe. I'm very proud of the drug work that we've done. I'm very proud of the work that our detectives have done. They're very hard workers. They're dragging stolen property in every day. They've been out all this week. I can't imagine how I can explain to you the stolen property that they've brought in this week and help the victims of crime. And we're going to continue to do that. And I ask you for your vote. Thank you. Mental health is a major problem in our field. We've got to work on and keep pushing with our state legislators to create more laws and more buffers to stop the criminalization of the mentally ill. Your jail out here is full of mentally ill people. What happened is years ago, the state of Tennessee, in its infinite wisdom, shut down hundreds of mental health facility beds. What they've done is that crammed these folks into local jails in all 95 counties. It is sad. I've been in multiple meetings with our local police departments, you know, trying to work with them, trying to work with the hospitals. And we've got to train our medical professionals about this. You know, folks, they come into the ERs every night. You can go to either ER in this county and you can see folks in there with a lot of mental illness. And they self-diagnose themselves and self-medicate themselves, sometimes with street legal or street narcotics, illegal narcotics. We've got to work with them. I've had the commissioner of mental health and in my office in the first few months after I took office at the Sheriff's Department. And we sat and talked about selling the county jail to the state of Tennessee for a mental health regional reception center. Now, I know that's hard for you to grasp, but we wanted to, in the big picture, to look at the 3 grand divisions of a diversion center. And we would go out there and volunteer to give up our jail to do that and go out on 55 where our jail should have been built to begin with and build a new facility and a justice center together that we need. But that's another topic for another day. Well, thank you. I don't know what more I can say. We can go back and forth all night arguing and debating, and there is good topics that have been brought up. Like I said, we're not perfect. We've been through a lot. When I got elected 4 years ago, who would ever thought I'd had to go through this thing called COVID and have a jail with 400 inmates in it and trying to keep them healthy and safe? Folks, we did a great job. There again, that goes to my medical staff and the corrections folks that have been dedicated, and they live through that. Every day we live through that, and I'm happy to say we never had one person hospitalized that I'm aware of over that COVID, where a lot of prisons and a lot of jails had a lot of sick people. I've done the best that I can do, and I will keep fighting and digging. I'm not afraid to get dirty. We're county. We're not pavement cops. I'm a gravel roads backwoods boy, and that's where I live, and that's where I'm going to run. And the clock don't stop at 4 o'clock for us. Crime doesn't stop at 4. My folks work, and they work day and night, and I'm going to work right there with them till the day I can't do it anymore. I appreciate every one of you being here tonight. You stuck with me. You're loyal. Whoever comes out of this, you be loyal to them. They're going to have you. Because no sheriff can go out there to that jail by himself with 400 inmates and expect to feed them, medicate them, serve the civil process, take care of the courts, and patrol the roads of the Coffee County by himself. It's impossible. You've got to have these men and women right here. Every time you see these men and women, thank them. Thank them for the thankless job that they do every day. We're not pretty. We don't wear fancy shirts, and we don't have tea times. We work. That's what we do. I'm Chad Parton. I'm your sheriff. I want to be sheriff 4 more years. Thank you.
We now hear from challenger Danny Farrell.
As your sheriff, I will strive to serve and protect the citizens of Coffee County, having qualified and fully staffed shifts. As a result of that, it will eliminate the SROs from having to leave the schools and children unprotected to cover other duties in the department. The deputies will be accessible to the public, quicker response times on calls. Deputies held accountable for and maintaining a high moral character and have a high visibility. Work together with all law enforcement agencies inside and outside of Coffee County for more cohesive service for all. Have an open door policy. If I'm not there, you leave a number and I will call you back. Work with schools on the SRO program to be more efficient and for growth. Maintain a sensible budget that benefits officers as well as Coffee County citizens. I like volunteering and arranging and participating in charity events. If all of y'all knew me, there's nothing at the Sheriff's Department that I hadn't done but be sheriff and a SRO. If you follow me on Facebook, y'all all know that I love to cook. That's just something I love to do. And in ending, I want to reestablish several connections with community churches and other organizations so we can make Coffee County the best it can be. Thank you. Mental health is a growing issue across this United States. We see it every day on the news, some form or fashion of it. And I'm going to use Warren County Sheriff's Department. I know that they have a mental health person there when their inmates are brought in and arrested. If we think they're having a mental health problem, they sit and talk with them to help us along with that. I know with Sheriff Parton, we take several mental health trips a night. I don't know how his is wound up, but we're taking 3 or 4 a night to different variations within the state of Tennessee. Mental health is a very growing problem, but it's something as a whole that we're all going to have to address, just not the Sheriff's Department, to get it to work. Thank you very much. I'm Danny Farrell. I am a dedicated and dependable. I have a high standard of moral integrity, treat people with respect as I want to be treated. I I would have a highly trained and experienced, qualified to lead the Sheriff's Department. By maintaining all these qualities and goals, we'll have a department recognized by the state of Tennessee and the citizens of Coffee County as being the best they have to serve and protect all of them. As said previously, early voting starts tomorrow, July the 15th, in the morning, and I humbly ask for your vote on August the 4th. Thank y'all very much.
And we'll be right back with challenger Brandon Toberlone after these messages.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. We now finish out our coverage of the 3 candidates running for Coffee County Sheriff. Here is Brandon Toberlone.
I'm excited to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a father, 2 daughters, Lauren and Braden Tomberlin. They are my pride and joy. I'm a husband to Angie Slater Tomberlin of 23 years, and she has been my rock through this endeavor. I'm a son to Tommy and Brenda Tomberlin. They are the hardest working, most loving parents that a child could ask for. I'm not here today to tell you why you shouldn't vote for these 2 men. They are good men. I'm just here today to tell you why that you should vote for me. I am an active member of New Hope Baptist Church, but I am not perfect. I am a sinner saved by grace through faith. I am thankful that God has been with me through this journey. I am a farmer in rural Coffee County. I own and operate a cow-calf operation. I have attended the University of Tennessee Master Beef Producer Program and Advanced Master Beef Producer Program, and I am on the board of directors of the Coffee County-Grundy County Cattlemen's Association. I have over 20 years of law enforcement experience locally and internationally. I have extensive experience in personnel, finance and budgeting, training, logistics, operations, and management. Currently, I'm proud to serve the citizens of Manchester as the chief investigator. I will diligently work to provide this county with the best service and public safety possible. I have truly enjoyed all of the front porch talks, the living room, and driveway talks. I greatly appreciate all the phone calls and messages that I've received from everyone, and I respectfully ask for your vote in this general election. Thank you. So, to ignore the mental health issue in our community would be negligent. Mental health, I want to work with mental health professionals to find the best solutions in these instances. I've been working and talking with officers from around the state, even some sheriffs from around the state, about programs that are currently in place. And those are co-responder programs. That is where a mental health professional actually works with the sheriff's department or police agency, and they are there in real time ready to respond to those incidents with those officers or deputies. It is a valuable tool, a valuable asset to an agency to have that professional there at real time on the scene. And folks, it also cuts down on time. I mean, if we can take a mental health professional with us to respond to these scenes, we don't have to load them up in the back seat of a police car, handcuff them and load them up in the back seat of a police car, transport them to the hospital where they sit for 4 to 5 hours waiting on crisis team to come do their evaluation and then find them a bed. These folks can come right to the scene and do that evaluation and make the decision right then what needs to happen. And I'm all about looking at new ideas and focusing on those issues and fixing these problems. Thank you. Well, I again want to thank everyone for coming out. Initially, I had identified several goals that I wanted to implement in the future of the Sheriff's Department, that being transparency, accountability, public safety, SRO reform, and community involvement. This has greatly expanded after conversations with the citizens of Coffee County and some of these employees here of the Sheriff's Department. Here are just a few. I will implement a leadership style that motivates and inspires employees. I will work to restart a DARE program in our schools. I will continue to meet and work with hospital administrators to discuss hospital safety and security for our healthcare workers. Through community involvement and transparency, I will quickly begin rebuilding public trust. I will treat not only the citizens of this county with dignity and respect they deserve, but also the other elected officials. I will repair relationships and rebuild unity with law enforcement agencies in this county to provide the citizens with the best public safety possible. I will continue to research the success of the work release programs and help inmates that qualify have jobs when they're released. It is imperative that whoever is your next sheriff work with our churches and our rehab services to get back into our jail and interacting with those inmates. Businessman Harry Grulin said, "Being a leader is more than just wanting to lead. Leaders have empathy for others and a keen ability to find the best in people, not the worst, but truly caring for others." I am Brandon Tomberlin, and I humbly ask for your vote.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include new Tullahoma High School football coach Coy Sisk, and musician Eddie North will stop by to play us a couple of songs. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high for today is 103 degrees. The record low is 57 degrees. The average high for this day is 91, and the average low is 70. Chance of storms for tonight with a low of 73. 40% chance of storms for Wednesday with a high of 90 and a low of 73. And storms likely for Thursday with a high of 90 and a low of 72. And that's our News Leader Report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.